Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 215 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the character ships, mods, Datacrons, whatever I'm doing for the account so that y'all can follow along. Please remember as we get started, hit that like button. It really does help me. That, subscribe, make comments, all those things help the channel. I would appreciate it if you could do that for me. All right, let's take a look at week 215. The target for the week was Luthen. We got this character from Conquest, of course, and we've been able to bring that to Relic. We're just going to take him to Relic level 1. On the Galactic Legend Ahsoka journey, there's a lot of high Relic characters that I need to build for that, so I'm saving all my higher level Relic building materials for those characters. So we'll just park Luthen at 1 for right now. We may end up taking this Mon Mothma to Relic 3. It depends on how we do with bronze wiring over the next few weeks, but for now, we'll take Luthen up to Relic 1. I'm also able to take Pao up to Relic 1, so that'll give me a Mon Mothma team that I can put on defense in Grand Arena. It'll take me a few more weeks to try to get Luthen with Omicrons and things like that, but for right now, if I bring Pao along and put the Zeta onto him, that should give me a viable team with Kyle Katarn, Pao, Luthen, Mon Mothma, and Cara Dune that I can use on defense in Grand Arena. And as I build into his Zetas and Omicrons, we'll decide if that team's going to stay on defense or come along on offense as another offensive team that I can use for certain matchups. So, just getting these characters prepared, saving the better materials by putting them at Relic 1. The other drawback to only being Relic 1 is that you can only use level 3 Datacrons, so that'll be kind of limiting. So I will try to get these guys to Relic 3 when I can, when the Ahsoka journey allows me to. And I've been able to collect up 42 more Omicron materials with the way that the shops have changed now with the new mechanics in the game and the new shop. It seems like I've been able to get more Omicron materials than usual, so we have 2 more Omicrons that we can apply already this week. So I go through a bunch of stuff, and I didn't show like all of the different things that I looked at, but I really looked at a lot of different characters trying to figure out what Omicron to put on. I still need one for Bo-Katan Mandalore, and I feel like before I start new characters with Omicrons, it might be the best to finish out the ones that I've been working on. So I go ahead and give Bo-Katan that Omicron that lets her ignore taunt and whatnot. I figure that'll be good. And then what I finally settle on for my second Omicron is the third sister. We'll go ahead and put another Omicron on this Inquisitor team for Grand Arena. And hopefully make that team. I've been using it on defense, trying to, get people to use up a good team against that, and hopefully, stumble against one of my other teams. So, another Omicron there, I think, is the. I guess I feel like that's the best place for Omicrons for those two. But it really was a debate. I really looked around for a long time. For that Ahsoka journey, we'll put 2 more Relic levels onto this Night Trooper, finishing that out for the Galactic Legend Ahsoka journey. Asajj Ventress, we can put 2 more Relic levels onto her as well, so Relic 5, finish her out for that journey. And then we've still got Relic materials, so Rex we can take up to Relic 7 and finish him out for that journey. So that's a pretty good week overall. We got 2 characters that we put at Gear 13 Relic 1. And then we used up all of our other Relic materials to put 3 characters at their full Relic level for the Galactic Legend Ahsoka journey. So that's good. Mods for this week. We got quite a few gray mods to work on here. We get a 10-speed mod here. I poke at it a couple times and it doesn't work out. After a few more tries here, we're going to get another one that hits. This one goes to 9. I try it again. It goes to 15. We take it to 6 dots at 16 speed. And I try all the slices on this and I'm not getting success. But then I take it to 21 speed and calibrate it. It ends up being a nice mod overall at 25 speed. We'll take that, another 25 plus speed mod in the account. Here's another 15 speed mod that we take up. We slice. We hit it a couple times. We calibrate. It doesn't calibrate to what we want. And we're kind of stuck on a mod that just doesn't want to help us here. So we don't end up taking that one to gold, 6 dot gold. All right, work on a couple more here. We get another 9-speed mod that ends up not working out. A couple more slices here. Another 9-speed mod that doesn't work out. Here we get an 8 speed mod, and I try again for 12. I really don't want to be slicing 12 speed, but it works out. And I take it to gold, take it to 6 dots, and hit it again. And we end up with a nice mod here at 24 total speed. So we got a 25 speed and a 24 speed from gray mods. Now, I've told people before that my best mods usually come from grays. And I think I've gotten some challenge on that from other people who just buy a lot of 5-speed mods out of the shop and say that they get good results. I find with buying mods out of the shop like that, you end up with more that are in the 20 to 25 range. But when you start at 4 or 5 speed with a gray mod, and you only work on the ones that are already like 10 or 11 speed, the likelihood that you get a really high speed mod of it by the time you finish it is higher. So you see that here in action with a 24 and a 25 speed mod for the day. And that one barely met my criteria. It was 12 speed at some point with 3 rolls, and I wasn't even going to re-roll it, but then I decided, hey, one more try, and it worked out. But if I'd stuck to my criteria, that would have ended up being a 26 or 27 speed mod. All right, so anyway, we'll finish working on these gray mods. We'll get over to the blues and the greens, sell off all the ones with no speed. We've got this arrow with protection that has a couple hits on speed. It's 10 speed. That doesn't work out. That's all we got. We come in here for the purple and gold mods. We've got one here at 12 speed. And again, 12 speed isn't too exciting, so we don't end up working on that. All right, we'll put mods on Luthen. I just put trash mods on him to get started. We'll go back and remod him when we get more Zetas and Omicrons on the team. But for right now, I'm just going to put mediocre mods. I do go through Pao as well and try to put an offense set on him that's a little better. My experience with Pao is that he doesn't have to be that fast. He generates a ton of turn meter off of his mechanic, where whenever another rebel takes a basic, he's gaining turn meter. So he takes a lot of turns anyhow, so you just need to have him doing damage. I'll come in here for Kyle Katarn. I try to put an offense set on him because I want him to do more damage. But then in the end, we don't really have an offense set ready to go that works out for Kyle that I can figure out from the mods I've got now. But I do have better speed mods, so I upgrade his speed with a mod set that's also going to give him more damage. So it takes his damage from 51 to 54. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but at least he's doing a little more damage. And we end up kind of putting an offense mod on the arrow. So it's an offense arrow that has some speed as a substat. So I could make him faster, but that was kind of my compromise. I ended up using a speed set, but then an offense arrow. Lots of work on Datacrons this week. We've got a ton of Datacron materials from Conquest, so we're able to come in here. We're trying to build a Grand Inquisitor Datacron. So I'm going in here trying to get the right unaligned force user ability that I want. And so I'm clicking on this thing, and I'm not getting what I want. So we'll just go to a different Datacron. We'll start over. This one's light side, so we try to re-roll that. Oh, never mind. That we didn't like, so we just moved on. This one's light side. Again, level 3 light side. We need some light side, but we're really looking to build that dark side Grand Inquisitor Datacron. Light side again, and here I get frustrated and decide to re-roll. So this is Dark Side Tank Revive. That could be good on an Inquisitor team, so we'll keep that. Unaligned Force User skill, we want to re-roll that to a better one. What I should have done was finish this out and then went back and re-rolled if I got the right mechanic at the top end. So I go for the top, roll at 9. It's Mara Jade. And I have Mara Jade Relic, but she's not high enough Relic to take advantage of this, and I don't really think I'm going to put materials on it. I re-roll, don't get what I want. I re-roll again and get Grand Inquisitor. All right, let's go. So we do get the mechanics that we want. We get a Grand Inquisitor Cron. It does have a Tenacity roll here, a Health Steal roll, but we're just going to leave it be for now. Looking through here, we could possibly get Jango Fett mechanics. I'm using Jango Fett in my Maul team. But I'm just looking through here to see if there's any more characters that I have reliced that fit from this. We've already got a Kylo Ren Datacron, which I have Kylo Ren. So there's not really a whole lot more stuff here that I want to relic in order to take advantage of. So that kind of frees me up to either go for, like, let's say another Grand Inquisitor Crown just to see if I can build a better one, or to just build some Datacrons for stats. So here I build a light side crown and I just go for stats. We get tons of potency. So if there's a team that needs a lot of potency, we've now got a Datacron for that for a while. Here we get a dark side max health crown. Those are pretty good. We get tenacity on it with protection. I'm looking for a Datacron with high protection too. So one of the other goals that I had was to get a really high protection Datacron that I can use for like a gas team or a JML team when I'm trying to fight a difficult or challenging battle. Then I can try to, have a good Datacron with lots of protection. Here I get a Datacron that I take to level 9. I reroll these tenacity stats and get crit damage. So now this Datacron is focused in pretty well on crit damage. So that's nice. I've got crit damage Datacron out of that. Here we get tenacity, Old Republic mechanics. We get a nice protection roll there and Hellsteel roll. I take the top end. We get mission. I don't care. I'm just looking to re-roll for high protection. Here we get a nice 25% protection. And we re-roll down here on Hellsteel. We get crit damage. We re-roll on tenacity. And we have to take crit damage here again. But this is pretty nice. It has crit damage and protection. So now it's looking really good for General Anakin Skywalker. All right, we build a dark side Datacron here. Again, with the 15% max health cron. And that's where I run out of materials, but we really got quite a bit done for the week in terms of Datacrons. I'm pretty impressed with all that. Overall, a good week for mods, good week for Datacrons. Yeah, nice. Let's take a look at the account status for week 215. Galactic power is up to 10.58 million. It took 150,000 jump. I put on a couple Omicrons, made a couple characters Relic 1, and increased relic levels on some other characters, but man, that's a huge jump, 150,000. Okay, we're up to 198 relics, 174 Zetas, 38 Omicrons. Mod scores stayed about the same. We did add one 24 speed and 125 speed mod. You guys saw that from the footage. GAC were Kyber 3. And then when I was looking at the relic list, we're trying to get that Dark Trooper Peridia as our next relic for the Ahsoka journey. But I'm really going to be probably 4 weeks out on that relic. I still need too many shards. So I figure we can stick Darth Revan in here. It'll probably take me next week to get all of his Kairos placed, and then the week after that I should be able to take Darth Revan to relic level. And we'll start working on that Sith Empire team in the background and hopefully get that done as a side project. Graphs mod analysis looks about the same as it did for last week, just 2 good ones added to the list. The energy spend for next week, Dark Trooper Peridia, Enoch, Shinhati, and of course we're going to add Merrick now that that character is also farmable. Fleet energy and Cantina, signal data, materials out of fleet, slicing 4 days a week, mods 3 days a week, refresh strategy is the same, 3 on everything, and a 4th one for extra Cairo. Relic priority list, we can mark off number 3. We got Luthen and Pao. We got a free Pao on there for Relic 1. And then I put in 3.5. We'll insert Darth Revan into the list, and then we'll still try to work through Death Trooper Peridia. And then we'll look at Talon. And by then we should have Enoch ready, so we'll continue to work through the list as it makes the best sense. I really spent a lot of time looking at Omicrons. When I was going through, I kept clicking on different characters and just really trying to think, like, what are the very best Omicrons that I have? In the past, Omicrons were pretty rare, and I didn't want to use them up too quickly because I felt like, the next character to come out of Conquest might be a character where I wanted to put all 3 Omicrons on. So for the longest time, I banked my Omicrons, and I would only spend an Omicron if I had, let's say, over 80 Omicrons, and that way I could make sure that if somebody came out with 3 Omicrons, I would have plenty to get that character going right away. So for the longest time, I kind of kept a big bank. But in the last few weeks with this new system and being able to buy them out of the shop, and with the rumor coming that we're going to have even more Omicrons available, within a 1-month cycle, we should be able to procure another 20 Omicrons per month. And for the way I was playing my Loquitur account, that's going to be an increase over what I had before, and sort of this idea of guaranteed availability. So even if a character comes out that I want a couple Omicrons on, it won't take too long to build those up and get them applied. I typically get Conquest characters after 6 rounds. I do the 5-box method where I don't struggle for the red box and try to get them in 3 rounds of Conquest. So if I see a character come out that has them, I'll have plenty of time to save up for them, which means that I can pretty much place an Omicron now every time I get it for the week. So with that in mind, just like having a relic priority list really helps me focus up and think about the order that is best for me for my account to put relics on characters, then I also need to put together an Omicron list and sort of work through what's the best place to put Omicron so that each time I get one, I can make the wisest decision. So I think the ones that sort of stick out to me as, Omicrons that I want for this account, Sir Junda Omicron I think is going to be good for the Malicos team. I'm putting that on GAC defense right now. So I think getting that on Seer is going to be a good investment. Probably the next one I get will go there. Luthen seems like a reasonable investment, so I'll probably start saving and working on his Omicrons. And depending on, if people give me feedback and say that they've got those Omicrons and they're not worth it, maybe I'll reconsider. But he seems like an interesting character long term. I was looking at the Cal Kestis Fulcrum Territory Wars interaction. So Fulcrum's Omicron originally worked sort of with her as a standalone character. And then with Cal Kestis, I believe that her Omicron still works in Territory Wars as long as Cal's in the group. So now sort of the Malicos team with Fulcrum on it can go in Territory Wars. But I don't really see that. I don't really see it played on defense from a lot of our opponents. So I don't know if that's worth it. I feel like that Fulcrum Omicron got figured out, and it's not very good now. So I don't know. Again, in the comments below, if you guys are willing to, leave me a comment, I would like to know what you've seen or heard. If you've been willing to do that for Territory Wars, or if you've fought an opponent where these Omicrons were actually creating a challenge for you. Anyway, I think the answer is no, but I'm willing to collect information from y'all. Night Trooper, there's the new characters form a remnant team with Enoch leadership, Night Trooper, Dark Trooper Peridia, those kinds of characters in a team. And Night Trooper has a GAC Omicron that looks pretty good. So I'm thinking about that. We have to build these characters anyway for the Ahsoka journey, so maybe that's a good place to put an Omicron. That team also has some Territory War Omicrons, but again, I don't know. I don't think that that's a premium team for Territory Wars just because of the Omicrons, but we'll take a look at that as well. And then just in general, do you guys have sleeper Omicrons to recommend? Is there something that you put an Omicron on that you were just shocked by how awesome it was? And maybe by making a most desired list for myself, I'll help other people come to some conclusions. And Omicrons, if they've become more available for other people as well, I think as a community, having a good list to work off of would be a good thing. So give me your feedback below, and we'll work on making a high-value Omicron list. That's going to wrap up the week 215 update for the Darth Loquitur account. Thank you all for coming and stopping by. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to see more of my videos in the future. Use the notification bell to tell you when I'm doing my live streams. I do 3 GAC streams a week, and then on Monday nights I stream my Lex Talionis project to just hang out and talk to people. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next Holocron.